skins. What are they? Chances are, if you're watching this video, if you look down right now, you probably got some. You're probably covered in the stuff. I know, scary, but in the video game realm where you can change it and be anyone you want, here in the real dang world, you can't change it. You can't spend $90 to change yourself because you're perfect the way you are. Hi guys, my name is CircleToons, and today I want to complain about skins in video games and how Fortnite possibly was like the big event, the meteor that crashed down in the video game realm that destroyed everything and design elements and design philosophies and made everything the Funko Pop lobotomy world that we live in currently. So let's just jump into that, all right? Let's do it. So, what is a skin? Now, you might think it's just when you customize a character, maybe Grand Theft Auto when you put on a hoodie or a Los Santos pair of kicks that you've changed your skin. Skins actually kind of started like in like the early like 1990s to like 2000s with like Quake, Unreal Tournament, Half-Life Deathmatch, even those like 007 GameCube games. If you remember those ones, the ones with the grappling hooks, they were kind of fucking awesome. Skins are where you just easily change your whole character, either to a different like variant of that character or something completely separate. But skins, as we know them today, are kind of just a way to burn a hole through your wallet. It's a way to make yourself wear a badge of shame rather than honor because, oh, you spent $500 on a League skin? You spent $3,000 on a Counter-Strike gun that's got some stickers on it? Oh, what do you want? Do you want to put a down payment on a house, or do you like a funny weapon? I know which one I would want. I want the house. Did you think I was gonna make a joke about the gun? Because that's one of the dumbest financial decisions you can make ever, I think. Skins are kind of like the lifeblood of like free-to-play live service games. Often these games come out now for free, they say, but often put like gameplay or features or mostly visuals behind paywalls. And the #1 way they do that is through skins and effects and UI element changes. Some games are better than others. Some will have like skins for like a few bucks, you know, upwards of like $10 maybe for like the premium stuff. And then you got stuff like Overwatch where it's like 40, 50, 80 bucks to get like the mythic skins or like the weapon animations, and they can go even further with League of Legends, where you can buy a $500 skin pack. $500 real dollars. Would you like a PlayStation 5 or a differently colored pixels on your screen? I know which one I'm choosing. But many games do it very differently now, and that's kind of just the world we're living in. Is you play the game for free, often not free, but for a cheaper price, and then if you want to look cool and not like a fucking bitch, you spend like $20 on a skin. And the biggest creator of this and the entire like inflection event that created all of this was Fortnite. Now, don't get me wrong. I fucks with the Fortnite, all right? I actually think it's a pretty damn good game. They come out with, like, an unbelievable amount of content, like, constantly. You can create almost anything. It's like a game engine now, and people make, like, full-on yearly incomes making stuff in Fortnite. It's pretty sick, so I don't really have any problems with, like, Fortnite itself, but when Fortnite made the jump to go free-to-play and made their Battle Royale mode, they came with a bunch of weird skins and colorful stuff because the game has a sort of cartoony vibe to it. It matches the design elements and the design Bible. But then they started doing the collaborations. So you had your Star Wars and your other movie IPs, but then you had like Travis Scott, just a man, like a real life, like human being. And it seemed like jarring at first. I remember when Fortnite started to like add real people, it kind of was like, huh, that feels kind of odd, kind of skelly. But now it's been so long that people are super used to it. Like you play Fortnite and half of the characters you see are like anime cel-shaded characters or real human beings or different IPs. It's the Funko Pop of video games. It's kind of like Smash Brothers on steroids, where you can just kind of snap your fingers and like 20 different IPs and like, I don't know, like the president of the United States. But the whole world saw this happen. Saw Fortnite make a bajillion dollars making funny skins. And everyone decided to jump on, despite them possibly and definitely having completely different design elements. Then you play something like the modern Call of Duties, and it makes you want to tear out your own freaking eyes because none of the design elements or aesthetics match anymore. You have this gritty, supposedly realistic war simulator about geopolitics and government choices, and whoa, this country's making a thermonuclear bomb. We've got to send in the squad of ghost intels to take them out and destroy the IED, blah, 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 blah. And then you got like Nicki Minaj teabagging you. Okay. Sure. I launched into Call of Duty a few months ago, and I didn't know they added Starlight from The Boys, and that kind of like made my mind explode. I was like playing Search and Destroy, and I'm, all right guys, sneak in through here. I'm like aiming down my scope, and I see fucking Starlight from The Boys charging in with like a baseball bat or some melee weapon, and I'm like, sick. Yeah, this is my military game. And it makes no sense because you see some of these games like Splitgate, the first Splitgate, wonderful game. I absolutely love Splitgate. I got a question. What the fuck is going on with the skins here? How does this match the Spaceman Arena shooter that I had fallen in love with? I feel like they added these. They look like Unreal assets. These look like Unreal 5 generic $3 assets that you'd find on like the asset store. It makes no sense. So rather than make these skins that match in universe, and of course these games often do that too. Like you'll find some Call of Duty skins that, you know, are just an army man or Price from the video game. But then you'd find like 1,000 other ones like the Lightning God. What does he have to do with the military? Did he enlist? Did he go through basic? I don't think the Lightning God did any of that. In Smash Brothers, it matches, right? Because you can just grab any IP, you could probably make him into a platform fighter, and it would work. There's precedent that when all these characters are together, they coexist in harmony. When you take something like fucking Call of Duty, and you're like farting rainbows, and there's like ramen and stuff, how the fuck is that supposed to work in like a war setting? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I blame Fortnite. I blame fucking Fortnite and maybe Funko Pops. Possibly Funko Pops. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Circle, you're so freaking heated. If you don't like the skins, just don't buy them. You don't have to spend your hard-earned Circle bucks on a skin that you think is stupid. And that is correct. That is a correct statement. I also would call you a goose-sucking moron, because that doesn't fix the fucking problem that I have. My problem is not that other people have these skins and they're running around, they're doing whatever. The fact is that I can fucking see it. There is something to be said about the power of design elements and a cohesive aesthetic. It is an important thing to any game. Halo 3, which I know I talk about it too goddamn much, but I'm sorry, it's the best game ever. When that game came out, there was a few skins that you could unlock just by playing the game. Different armor sets. Some would be like long shoulders, like the scout shoulders. Some kind of looked Star Wars-y, but they all matched the aesthetics. But one set of armor was a little different. It was called the Hayabusa. It was a little samurai armor where you got a samurai sword. And as a Spartan in lore, it didn't really make sense for him to have a katana, okay? It was a little different. It was a little silly, but it was cool because it still matched the overall aesthetic. Same with Halo Infinite. They had the cat ears helmet thing, which like I'm not like a huge fan of, but it's silly enough, but matches the aesthetic of the game enough that it's not intrusive. It's not gonna make you feel fucking crazy. Again, I revert back to Splitgate. What the fuck were they doing here? Why? Why did they make these? So the communities for a lot of these games have been screaming about putting an option in to turn off seeing skins, to make it so you can't see other people's skins. It's basic stuff, so when you run around in your army shooter, you see army characters and not someone with like a fucking pigeon head or something. And that's pretty 50-50 within the community, because some people are like, well, I paid $30 for the skin. I want you to see me running around as Starlight from The Boys. And the other half is like, I don't care what you paid. You can still see your skin in first person and in your assassination animations. I just don't want anything to fucking do with your horrible financial decisions. And it's getting to the point where because the skins are raising in price so much that they have to make them ridiculous. I remember when I jumped into Diablo 4 originally, and all of like the standard weapons and armor and stuff, they looked fine, you know, they had some cloaks, they had some armor, it looked okay. But all of the paid stuff looked absolutely fucking insane. So the second I join and I'm in this living world with a bunch of other players, I see like these gaudy like Rolex medieval style glowing demigods, and I'm like,
Well, I just found my copper plate.
so not only when they make these skins that cost $50, $70, $1,000, they have to make them so good that they also have to lower the quality of the skins for the free stuff to incentivize that you buy the ghoulish ghoul skin. Which I get it. I'm not confused at the economics of such a decision. And I'm not saying that they should make all these amazing skins free, but they should kind of meet in the middle in aesthetics. They should meet in the middle so everyone still feels like they're playing the same fucking game. Luckily, we're seeing a little bit of a departure from this choice. You got Marvel Rivals, which is some of the best art style I have seen in a game in a long time. And the skins are either just references or different versions from comics of these characters. They all fit in universe. I don't know what comic that that Invisible Girl one is, but they can keep making those. They can keep making those. And when you look at the skins, it tells you which like comic they came from, or if they're completely new to the game. And if you look at the new skins, they still match the aesthetic of these comic characters. So the people making the game understand the design elements that the history of the property has laid out for them. So when they make new skins, they follow those designs. They don't just go, fuck it, you get to be Marilyn Manson now. You get to be Marilyn Manson the Hulk now. Isn't that fun? $70. In summary, I think Fortnite's actually pretty sick. For most people growing up playing Fortnite, this is like the title that they're gonna meet friends on and have like a lot of shared memories with. But I think it's had a pretty cataclysmic effect on like gaming aesthetics as a whole, because a lot of games are throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and the baby's probably got like a $90 exotic skin on, just to try to make a few bucks rather than have a cohesive package. And I'm all for like collaborations and like crossovers. I think that's pretty cool. But I really wish that these games would match the crossovers with the aesthetics of the game. If you're doing a Call of Duty crossover, fuck it. Mountain Dew every time. The Mountain Dew and maybe screaming into a mic. That's probably the best collaborations you could do with Call of Duty. Or like League, for instance. Maybe they could collaborate with like turning off the game. All right, that's it for this one. If there's any outliers or games that I didn't mention that you think have completely egregious wackadoo skins, post them down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to read them. That's it for this one. Bye.